we've sort of seen Alyssa, who is the next artist on my list, but I think it was a collab song she was involved with. If you sort of recall, she has like blue hair for the most part. At least most of the time I see her, she seems to. Um, I forget who she was collabing with. I think it was that one guitarist we took a look at. I'm not going to look at most of these because I'm not sure which ones are videos and which ones aren't. And they're just listed as albums and singles on our page. But apparently she's working with a band right now. This is my understanding, at least. Called the Blue Medusas. Or Blue Medusa? I guess it's singular. But I think there's like 4 of them. And they did, in fact, drop this song. So, let's take a look. Let me double check the audio level. Good thing I did. That would have been bad. All right. I'm quite interested in what we're going to hear. Okay. We're not even like half a minute in, and I gotta say, from my understanding, the group is entirely composed of women. So that voice you just heard has to be a woman. Not where I would usually think a female voice would be. Though not unusual for like metal singers. Anyways, had to comment. Okay, I'm gonna pause again for a second. First, I expected this to actually be a video, because that's what I heard this was, but apparently it's not a video. So I'm sort of breaking my usual rules that we react to videos, whether live or do I want to call them studio videos? I'm not sure what you're actually supposed to call them. Anyways, I want to keep going just because I'm interested in hearing how this group is. I mean, so far, I can tell that's a woman singing, but barely. And it's all growls. So that's why it is just like so hard to tell. I'm kind of curious if it's all growly or if we're going to get some sort of mix. You know me, I love a good mix. Music that, like, flip things around, gives me, like, interesting changes, is sort of my favorite. So, I kind of want to hear where this goes. I might not put this on YouTube only because it's not a video. But for us, here, you guys get an exclusive, okay? Just a little exclusive. Okay, that lyric was fire. I had to stop for it. Did you forget the queen has the most power? I mean, let's go. Hell yes. Hell yes. All right, back to the song. Back to the song. There we go. That's the mix. That's clearly the mix. And man, I don't know if that's a different singer or the same one that was doing the growls, but that switch between growl vocals and clean vocals was so clean. Very impressive. And man, that is a nice, clean singing voice. I don't think it really says. It says they're all composer lyricists, but they don't really say, like, who's singing or, who's playing instruments. I just know 4 women's names, and that's it. So, anyways, back to the song. Okay, I'm going to pause again. I should have paused a while ago, but I was just listening. I'm probably going to do some research while we play the music in the backgrounds, because what I want to find right now is a live of them playing, if I can. Because I can tell there's a bassist and there's a drummer, and I am not certain if, like, there's dual guitarists. Sometimes it feels like I hear a second guitar. I mean, that could just be a backing track. So it's really hard to know, but I want to know the competition. Words are hard. composition of this group. I know there's 4 women, and that's really all I know right now. I want to know if it's also just one singer, or maybe the guitarists are also vocalists. I don't know, and I really want to know. I'm curious. Hang on. Sorry. I was gonna let it go, but is this a different video? I'm just curious. Very curious. Okay, there is a music. Man. It's not linked on her site, which is I think why I didn't find it the first time. Uh, is there? Okay. I think the one I just found, this one, it is the proper music. Okay, now that we have, it's not the first go anymore, except for like the last bit of the song, apparently. But now at least we get the video for this. All right, I had to double check. Anyways, now that we have the proper video, let's listen again. Okay, while there's 4 names in that list that I saw, there only seems to be 3 of them on stage, which is curious. But that might explain things. It is so strange actually seeing her singing this when that is the voice. I know that's a woman's voice, but part of my brain says that is just wrong in certain ways because it's not what I expect from a woman's voice. It's kind of trippy in that way. Part of me is like, oh no, that's voice, uh, lip syncing. Yes, that's what I was trying to think of. That's some guy that's singing. Nope, that is not a guy. It's just my brain trying to square the circle that is her voice. Anyways, back to the song. There's that line I like again. It is so weird singing her do that switch from those growls that my brain says come from a guy. And then seeing her switch to these clean vocals, which are very much not a guy. It is so much more trippy seeing that, like, directly. I mean, I knew it was true. I swear we've heard her in that video with the guitarist whose name I am blanking on. I'm sorry. But I definitely remember her when I see her here, blue hair and all. Uh, I wish I could remember the guitarist's name that she was working with for that, because it feels weird not to talk about them by name. But man, man, ugh, her voice can do crazy things. Crazy things. All right? Anyways, back to the song. By the way, I don't... now, remember I said there's 4 of them. I'm pretty sure there are 4. You just don't get to see the drummer for some reason. I don't know why. It feels a little bit weird that you don't see the drummer, but you don't see the drummer. But I am assuming they have one, because there's certainly drums in this. Just had to throw that out while I was thinking about it. Anyways, back to... Gotta love the guitar solo.
I'm at her rooms where nothing's sold. The story gets cold. When I declare checkmate, I own the board. None of your plans will ever conquer my world. I thrive and prove while you lose control. I learned my worth when I stood alone.
That was a trip. That was a trip. I don't think I have anything else to say about that. I think everything else is just shorts on their page so far. Yeah, that does give me the names, the other two, by the way. Uh, Danny, Sophia, and Alyssa Day are what I'm guessing the bassist and the guitarist. Danny is just listed as jazz education and harmonic sensibilities, but I'm pretty sure she's the one that's playing the bass. And they don't talk about the drummer. Maybe there's no set drummer. That's kind of interesting. But yeah, that was a ride. I am totally. It's been seen 111,000 times. I should check out the comments too. I mean, most of the commentary is about uh, Alyssa's crazy vocal capabilities, which is to be expected. I mean, come on. What else are you going to talk? I mean, you can talk about a lot of things technically, but really, what's the first thing you're going to get hit with? It's pretty much that growly, deep voice of hers. And then she plays with us for a while. And I'm quite happy to be played with. All right.